So don't take the no as a negative, but instead figure out what do I need to be looking for?
Yes.
What is the thing that makes me stronger? Hi, I'm Reba Hervis, Artistic Director at Overshadowed Theatrical Productions. Welcome to this week's episode From the Wings. We are so happy to have Rebecca Leland back in the co-host
I've missed you guys. These past episodes have been so much fun with all our guests, but I've missed being in this
She's been
chair.
here. She's just been behind the camera instead. So the question is, what is the difference for an actor in preparation for a straight play versus a musical? From my perspective, it's huge because whenever you have a musical, first of all, you have a whole bunch of other things that might come into it. So you need a musical director, you need probably a choreographer, you need some type of music. So either it's being played by a taped track or a live orchestra. And so there's all these other considerations, and the sound is different too. So you have to figure out how to balance when somebody is singing, so we make sure what's the most important part of the song. And so it does become a very the strongest vehicle of the play is the music itself.
Okay. When it comes to like the directing, like even your brain thinking about the directing side of how to even assemble it.
Do all this?
The production is a lot more heavy on that end.
So if you're doing a play though, it's all about the story.
Because you have none of that. You don't have really a choreographer, you don't have a music director. Interesting.
Right. So one person can usually do it by themselves, even to the point of giving visual ideas to set designers and costume designers and stuff, because it all goes when you're trying to talk about the vision of the play and what you want the audience to feel when they get done. So when you're preparing, the difference between whether you get a part or not may not have anything to do with your acting for a musical.
Wow.
For a musical, it might be you just couldn't hit that note the way I wanted.
Yeah.
In fact, when we did Newsies, I know I took a lot of criticism for that play from people who didn't get the part, because for me, it was all about the song Santa Fe. And I mean, my kids grew up listening to that movie of it, which is, I know, different than the Broadway play. But for me, I wanted that character to be able to hit that high note and be able to soar above it. I didn't want it to be I'm going to get it, Santa.
Yeah.
It's not always about that, but some parts it is, right?
For the musical.
And so you may be perfect in every way to play the part of Maria, but if you can't sing The Hills Are Alive in a way that makes me want to forget everything. I don't want to think about your singing. I want to get lost in what it. So you need to act within your singing, but sometimes you might just not have the tone for it. Or you might be great, but you can't blend with the guy that you have a powerful duet with. And so it might be completely out of your arsenal of weapons that you have, that there's just not. It just depends on who else is trying out, and if I can make a team because of it. I just watched an audition reel the other day, and one of the things that it's a famous actor, and I don't remember who it was. I'm sorry to not give you credit for it if you watch this, because I'm sure you will be. But in it, he said what the secret of his success was to keep trying and to not give up. And he said that so many times people go in and they're like, well, I was perfect for that role, so I didn't get it, so I'm not going to audition to anything else. I'm just going to give up. This is not the life for me. He's like, that's not it. Because every time you audition, you will learn something from it 100%. So that you are stronger the next time when you go into it. So it doesn't matter whether you didn't get it or not. Keep trying. He just must have said that like 5 times. Keep trying, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. Sometimes you'll get it. Sometimes you won't. And you have to learn to let that go. To kind of hone down on that a little bit more. So when doing a straight play, it really is more about your acting ability. And we've talked a lot really about acting and acting methods. But the most important thing is to be able to really connect with what you're saying and to be able to do it in a believable way. So sometimes when some people try, everything they play is the same. And that's just what it is. So every time they're on the stage, they seem like they were the last time that they were on the stage. And if you are that, and every time a director casts you, then he's going to know that's all I'm ever going to get out of him. So unless his character fits that, then I don't need him in this particular play. And so they'll move on to something else. But if instead you can figure out how to change a little bit about yourself, then you will be more palatable to the director to be able to kind of hone in on your character and make you different. Guys, if you really want to do this and you're not getting parts and you really want to be in straight plays, then you need to take acting lessons, because it will make a difference. Even if you're just doing it for a hobby, it will make you better. If you want to be in musicals and you want a lead, then you need to take singing and dancing lessons, because there will be acting that comes with that, and you'll have to fit roles, but the more important thing will be the musical ability. Because there's a reason. It's not because people don't like you. That's not why you're not getting a part. You're not getting it. And maybe sometimes it's like you just thinking weren't right for the role. And it doesn't mean that they don't like you.
Sometimes your desires and your gifts don't match up. But there are ways, like acting classes, to be able to get better. And even to get better as a sense of, those acting coaches will tell you, I bet you would actually play a really great this role or that role. So that's also a really great way and reason to take classes, is to get professional advice on,
love that.
What should I do? What could I do? And be encouraged.
So don't take the no as a negative, but instead figure out, what do I need to be looking for? What is the thing that makes me stronger, that gives me ability? So as a director then, as I'm looking, you already know what I'm looking for as a musical. In a play, I'm going to be looking for some of the same things. You have to still be the right age. You still have to have chemistry between you and the other people that are on stage. There's still elements that are the same. For a play, it becomes much more important to have those reactions. Because sometimes you might have to just be looking at the stage and reacting to something that's there. A lot of times that is not there in a musical. A lot of times in a musical, there's very little to hold on to as far as the character. A lot of times the story, the plot is given to you in song. And so you might not have to do that same old monologue or whatever that you have to do in a straight play. What do you guys do? Have you ever thought about directing? Have you taken lessons? What are challenges for youth that you see in your life? Until next time, this is just me.
And me.
Talking to you
from the wings.